welcome to the E14 Toybox Booster Battle. Gasp of amazement. So I'm your host Rob, and I'm joined by the sultry hands of my rock, the incomparable Blake Harmer. Say hi, hands.
Hi, hands.
So we've got a Deadpool X-Force booster brick, 10 boosters for 50 figures in total.
Okay.
So there should be some good ones. I'm hoping there's some good ones in here. This has been sat on the side for far too long, and I figured it's high time it just gets opened and the potential becomes reality.
Yeah. Yeah, don't you just walk past it and just go, what the bloody hell's in here?
Yeah, many times. And I've got in a lot of trouble for doing so because I do it late at night. And poor Jess trying to sleep.
Yeah.
You know. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the E14 booster battle system. So the way it works is as follows. Before we open each booster, we take a guess at the rarest figure inside. And if you get it right, you get a point. If you get the best booster out of the two, in terms of rarity, then you get another point. Bing! Thank you. And if you get a chase, your points are doubled for the round.
Da, 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 da.
Thank you. So there's a total of 4 points available per round. How do you want to handle... Are there clicks FX in this? I can't remember.
I don't think
there are.
To my knowledge.
I think there are primes.
I know there is one. I know one of the models I pulled from a previous booster did have like his own card, but I don't know.
Yeah, the headline cards. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that is specific to that character. Or
Let's
something.
go with, for this one, we'll add points for primes as well. So it'll be a bonus point if it's like a super.
If you pull a prime.
So if it's a super rare prime, and you guess super rare, you get it right. Plus you also get a point because it's a prime. How's that?
Yeah.
Sound good?
Sounds like fun.
Awesome. Well, as my guest of honour, then you get to do the honours. But before you do, what do you hope to see inside this brick?
Because I love the model itself, I want to see the Merc with the mouth.
Merc with the mouth. Nice. So the meta one where he's stamping on the Heroclix game itself.
A giant Deadpool stamping on Heroclix, I think is a brilliant idea for a model, and don't know why it took them that long to make one, to be honest.
No, indeed. I'm going to say Pirate Deadpool because I really, really love that piece. It just looks so silly with his hat on and his little wheel, and they come with little comic diorama things as well, which are quite cool. They don't count as Clicks FX for this thing, but because they're with the chases, I think they all get one. So it's just a thing they come with.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's find out what's in the brick then.
Yeah.
How exciting. So what we're going to do with this one as well is we're going to have our booster battle, and then there's going to be the Snyder cut. We'll find another word for it that's Marvel friendly, which will be a more extended one where we go through the powers and the cards and talk about the figures in a bit more depth. So we'll do this first, and then we'll go away and do that, and it'll all be stitched together. The viewers, you guys won't even know the difference. It will just be stitched together effortlessly, and you'll be able to see that it's happened, but ultimately nobody will be the wiser in terms of, it's not going to result in any extra editing time for them.
No. Just for you.
Just for me. So, but thankfully we've learned a lot from when we did it with Joe, so we're going to have a lot of problems we can avoid this time, which we didn't before. So that'd be cool.
I'll supervise.
Indeed. So, yeah, and obviously what we'll also do, this is the other thing that we've done. So since we had a booster battle, we made a 300-point team out of our polls.
Okay.
With this, we'll do 600.
Okay, all right then.
So we'll do a nice big battle.
So good rumble at the end.
Nice big rumble at the end. So what we'll do is we'll put this together. We'll go away and we'll talk about the powers, and then we'll come back after that with all our pieces we've pulled, and we'll just kind of assemble a 600-point force, or as close as we can get. So we'll adjust.
We'll see what we got.
Yeah, we'll adjust.
I'm pretty sure there'll be 1,200 points in there.
I think it's fair to say.
Yeah. It should be easy.
Yeah, it's an average.
Don't agree with us?
Maybe.
Get the fuck island. Or
sure.
Or let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they will.
Yeah. Let us know in fuck island.
As my guest of honour, you get to pick first booster.
Okay.
So what do you want to go for?
I'm going to be awkward and go for that one.
Back middle.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
Sorry, X-Force.
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 I'm going to break all symmetry and choose the middle front.
This will look good in the future edits.
Yeah. So let's. So here's a tool that you can use to get rid of the sellotape. So, that's we spare no expense here at the E14 Toybox. It's very much we're very much prepared because we've been burned before, haven't we, Blake?
God damn you, Batman.
Indeed. Right. So I'm gonna open mine now for the purpose. Not open it, but get it.
I'll get it so that I can
get the tape off. So before you open it,
Yeah.
obviously,
I haven't. It's just open.
Yet
I'm
to
not
guess.
hooked in.
have yet to guess. So, how do you think your first booster is going to go?
I'm going to play it safe this time, especially after my disappointment in the last videos, and go with a rare.
Yeah, we did end up with a score of 0 all.
Yeah, it was.
Because we both guessed incorrectly.
Yeah, it was rather disappointing.
We just pulled all rares as well.
Yeah,
That was
it wasn't a strong.
No.
It wasn't a strong pull.
We're going to get better results from this.
I'd like
We
to
know-
hope-
we
I'd
know
like to
this.
hope so.
Well,
I'd like to
I
hope so.
fucking hope so.
If not, all that waiting has been for nothing.
So, first pick, rare.
Yeah, I'm going to go rare on that one.
Rare. I'm going to go super rare and
Okay.
go hard or go home.
Okay.
So, why don't you do the honours and get us rolling?
Right, okay. X-Force, X-Force, X-Force,
Ooh.
I've already failed that one by the looks of
You
it.
say it. No, you haven't. Actually, you've done rather well.
Ah,
So
I
the
can
rarest piece in that is Deadpool. He is not only a rare, he's also a prime rare. So
there
you've
you go.
got 2 points for that
Oh,
one.
nice.
Because
Okay.
he is a rare prime. So talk us through very quickly what else you've got.
Yeah, I'll bring that.
Don't worry about the whole thing. We'll do that.
Okay,
Just
alright then.
pop out the rarest, which will be that
Okay.
one down the end, and
He's
then
lovely skull.
he is nice. He's got the X-Men colours on as well, which I've noticed. Yeah, a little bit. It's alright. Yeah. They're more resilient sometimes. As long as they don't get broken in transit, they're usually more resilient.
Yeah, you seem to. I think they're separated by the looks of it.
Yeah, they're probably easy to glue back on.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the
Come away a little bit.
rare prime Deadpool. Then.
Yep. So let's say there'll be an extended cut where you get to see these in a bit more detail, a bit more close-up shots and stuff. So that's always good.
And there's translucent plastic, so you can also see Rob's orgasm face.
Not from here.
Well, maybe in this.
Still.
is it?
Still. Now, what would be hilarious if we ended up with a super rare prime from this one?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Prime City. So,
Who'd have thunk it?
it'd be hilarious if I can even open it properly. Stay in school, kids. Well, that's a lame duck stuff. Oh, no, wait. It's super rare.
Oh.
Not a prime. So
that's
I've
fair
got
enough.
a super rare Dead Girl.
Okay. That's still a good shout. Then.
Yeah, that's really cool as well. Look at that.
That's nice.
It's almost
Nice
like a
model.
it's almost like a marquee.
Yeah. That's a nice model.
But her bottom's on show. What will the neighbours say? Otherwise, I've got a Fool Killer, Mercenary, Asp, and Bedlam. So, right, so then I make that 2-all.
Yeah.
Because I won the round.
you had the highest one.
Successfully guessed super rare.
Yeah.
And you got
you
rare
got
and
prime, so that. Yeah.
So make
so
that
I
2
said
apiece.
Yeah.
Start
No,
2
nice.
apiece. Equality, Blake.
Yeah.
This is our goal in the toy box. Is
Yeah.
nobody truly loses.
And just so you guys know, I also pulled a Feral, a Cable, a Fool Killer, and a Wolverine.
Okay. A different Fool Killer as well, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's not the
So
same
we
one.
will go through those later.
Cool. Right, so in which case, so it's 2 apiece at the moment. So I'm going to make a note of that to one side. So just bear with me a second. Next pick.
Okay. I'm going to be even more awkward and go for this one.
Front to centre right. Weird.
To King.
Right, so I'm going to go back far side. A little bit crushed at the side. Maybe it's the sheer volume of chasing side that's making it difficult.
Yeah. All that wonder.
Yeah, indeed. So I'm just going to get these open quickly and then I'll pass you the tools so you can do the same. There we go. So let's have a look at some of the figures on this. So it looks like there's another Dead Girl because she looks like this one here. I reckon there's more than one variant in this box.
Okay.
So there's a
So
maybe a common or
couple
uncommon or something, and that's
Yeah.
the better one. There's some cool pieces in this for sure.
Damn you. I've finally done it.
Finally done. Excellent. So, what's your pick?
Bastard thing. Right. I'm going to say I'm going to go a bit more risky and go this is a super rare.
All right. Well, I'm going to similarly go risky and say that this is a chase.
Ooh. We're just trying to one-up you, really, aren't you?
Only these two. I'll go back to playing it safe for the rest. Okay. You know what I'm like.
Well, if you pull the chase, then so do you.
Well, you know,
okay, so
After you, I'm a good chap.
hopefully this is a super rare.
I'm a kind follower. Or better.
Not
still probably
chase.
win the round.
Not chase. Not chase.
Indeed, not Chase.
Indeed, not Chase.
What's the nicest? What's that? Looks like the rarest one there.
Yeah, that looks like.
What number is it?
Living Brain 48.
48. Oh yeah, it's a rare.
That's a rare
Yeah.
thing.
Oh well, that's still, you know. We'll have to figure out a tiebreaker mechanism if we need to.
Yeah,
That's
I didn't
your
get that
that's
one.
your rarest one there.
Okay. Oh, so this is Living Brain.
Ooh,
So 70 points.
nice.
Yeah.
And what else
Well
have you got?
And also I have a regular Deadpool, but with 2 blades out.
Mm-hmm.
A standard Ninja,
Mm-hmm.
Slapstick, and Psylocke.
That's a nice Psylocke. I have that one. It's pretty cool.
I think
So-
I have a Psylocke, but she's from the Fast Forces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Well,
I have both Deadpool Fast Forces. So
Oh,
I
yes,
have the
of course.
Mercs of Money and the
other one.
X-Force one.
all right. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
No, it's a rare, but that's cool. It's a nice one. So it's Deadpool in a rare form.
Okay. Has he got anything?
Looks like a helmet of some sort. We'll probably see that in a bit more depth in the extended cut.
Okay.
75 point Deadpool. He's a rare, so we have a tie break, which we need to decide. I would say points, but that seems a bit unfair because I've already seen that my Deadpool's got more. So
Well, I'm happy to argue.
to be fair, it's a race to the bottom with this one. It's literally just 1 point up for grabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there will be other moments.
If you want to add the entire points of the entire
Yeah, why
5 for that,
Why not?
you probably might win anyway.
So,
I think I've got really high
so
points
I'll
anyway.
run through what I've got as well. So I've got Wolverine, Madcap, Dr. Killebrew, and Angel Dust.
Okay.
So that totals up to 340.
Okay, I've got 150, 160, 310. I'm on 325. So
Sure.
just
Alright, so I edge that one.
Yes, no, I'm happy to have you to have the point on that.
Alright, so that makes it 3-2 to me then. Not bad. I mean, they're not the pulls we wanted in the sense that they're not super rares and chases, but they were quite nice. They're quite nice pulls.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed. If I had purchased them and that's what I got, I wouldn't be disappointed with the what I got.
So 2-3. Next round.
Just to put a little bit of symmetry in, I'm going to go for that one.
I'm not sure what symmetry that adds, but okay.
Yeah. Well,
Tell you what, in which case, to add proper symmetry.
yeah, that's
I'm gonna take
what
that.
I was hoping.
It's what I was hoping you'd do.
You're playing into my hands.
Oh no, that's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Said the man who's losing at the moment.
Well, you know, like we know how this goes. Let's be fair. It's a Heroclix thing, and I'm involved. You're winning. Maybe not right now. Maybe not right now. But by the end, you will be winning.
I don't know. After the last game I played with you, when you stopped using your cursed dice,
Oh yeah, I did stop using the cursed dice. And I did, and I can't.
I imagine you'll play.
I podiumed that one.
We have a game coming up soon at the
Yes,
time
we
of
do.
recording,
fact, I
and
made
I
it-
reckon he won't take his cursed dice, and I reckon he will just wipe the floor with all of us.
I've actually done a little bit of reading around my team as well, so
Okay, you
basically,
might be able to blame
it turns
him.
out all I needed was dice that weren't shit and the basic common sense to do some research.
Oh,
Who knew?
I'm normally just play it safe and go, oh, that's a close combat guy. I'll have some range guys to back them up. or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Well, I've just kind of gone, these are all the team I've worked together, and some of these figures I haven't used, so that'd be fun. Right,
So I
so
opened, but I didn't really see what they were, so don't worry.
that's right.
I'm going to say this is. I'm going to play it safe and say it's a rare.
I'm going to do the same
Okay.
for this one because I'm not 100% convinced that this one is
It's a strong one.
as strong as the previous one.
I'm
but
going
also rare.
to see what I've got then.
Yeah, cool. I see a headline card. Whoa.
So it looks like would be Orphan would be the
Looks like that one.
yeah. Which I think is
It's a
that's
rare.
a rare.
Yep.
So I've got that right at least.
Do indeed.
So that's
You
Orphan.
definitely scored.
So that's Orphan there.
Nice. So what else do you have?
I've also got a Anarchist,
Mm-hmm.
a Stingray, a You Go Girl,
That's Dead Girl.
It definitely says you go.
Oh no, you're right. Sorry, yeah, you're right. Yeah. You go, girl.
And another Wolverine.
I thought that was the same sculptors. I think, in fact, it is the other one. It is the same sculpt as the other one, except for the wall.
Yeah.
We'll have to have a look at it later.
So maybe, unless there's a story link or something. So
yeah, might be twins as well.
Yeah, possibly.
One's dead and one's upbeat.
Well,
I smell a sitcom.
But we have got a headline card in there as well.
Indeed.
Which obviously we'll...
Sure. So what did I say, rare?
You said rare as well, I believe. Yeah.
All right. Ooh, I don't have a rare, but I do have a super rare. A super rare unique as well. Strife, who's doing a bit of limbo because he's clearly been bent in the box.
He doesn't look particularly happy about doing limbo.
It looks like he's one of those overdramatic Spanish telenovelas. ¿Por qué? Right, so what else do I have? So I have another Asp, another Ninja, another Madcap, although it's 4B, so I think that was 4A, the other one, so maybe there's a variant, and a uncommon Stingray as well. Look forward to finding out a bit more about those. So I didn't get my guess right, but I did win the round, and that makes it 4-3 because you scored your point.
Yeah, I scored my point.
All right. This is quite,
it's quite close.
It's quite close.
Yeah,
I
feel like I can turn this back.
Yes, I think you can. So that makes it 3-4. Total number of points in play are 7. It's quite a high-scoring game for us.
Yeah,
we don't normally score this high.
No. Normally we go through it and we're like, "Yep, you've won by 1 point."
Yeah,
yep.
I win by default. Right. So, choice.
Okay, I'm going to go for the nearest one.
Okay, I'm going to go for Path of Most Resistance and go for this one.
Oh,
Bit of a weird twist.
I'm
going to Shyamalan the fuck out of this one.
I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to say it's a chase.
All right. We haven't had one yet, so that would make sense. We've had a couple of super rares, but usually you do get those. And that happens. It's almost how distribution works.
And you'd like to hope that a chase is on at least one of these. So.
You would hope. It's not always the case, but you would hope.
Yeah.
We did quite well in the last booster battle, which was me and Joe with the Superman Wonder Woman brick, and we got the Chase Brainiac from Red Sun, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we, like I say, it made up for our booster battle test run. We're using the new sort of bits and pieces, and we ended up pulling all rares, and we had to decide it based on who got the coolest rares.
Yeah.
And I believe you edged that one, as I recall, because you had Green Lantern of Gotham, who's way cooler than my one.
Yeah.
And although Necron is really cool, he's not a rare, so he didn't count.
Almost stupidly powerful as well.
He is. I almost put him
considering he's not.
So tempted to put him in my team for the game. Because I was going to put, behind the scenes, a bit of background to my Heroclix stuff. One of the first pieces I ever got, which I pulled from a booster and I was really chuffed with, was Trinity War Batman, 150 points. And he's a bastard. Because he can pick
that's the one
he can pick a power
for
most of his style. So I was going to do a Batman family team, expecting you guys to all think, oh, he's going to take Trinity War and then build it entirely around not having him. Basically choose any other version of Batman I could, which would have included Necron.
No,
because he has.
Yeah, he would be in a git so far.
So you say?
I'm going to say it's a chase for this one.
All right. I'm going to go slightly safer, but not entirely, and say super rare.
Okay, that's fine.
I think our luck's in on this brick. I think it's a good brick.
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
Considering we're scoring quite high points wise, I think.
Yeah. All right. So
let's
what
see.
you got.
Come on, chase.
Please. That'd be great.
It's upside down.
The great thing about these booster battles is nobody loses.
No.
Because we end up with cool clicks.
Yeah.
You get to take some home for your time.
Yeah.
And the audience gets some entertaining Heroclix content.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Hello Reddit and HC Realms.
Yeah.
Okay. And Facebook, Twitter, all that.
Let's see what we got. No, it's not the chase, unfortunately.
Darn.
But it is a prime.
Oh, a prime. Okay. So actually, I think you should just have a point for that because it's a prime generally.
It's a. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a prime. Yeah.
I think he's just a rare, though, isn't he? Okay.
He's just a. I think he's just a common. 001B. He's a common prime.
Oh, okay.
Entirely. Interesting printing job, and he appears to have lost an arm.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's deliberate.
I'm not sure either.
No.
I wasn't sure because he looked like he had bits missing off him anyway.
Is there an arm in the box?
Not that I can see.
See, these are the packing errors that I can't get my head around. There's no arm in this box, but he's clearly...
But he's obviously got a blade there. So is the blade part of his arm? Because I know, is it like... Has he just come out of the...
I don't know. I don't know whether it's a scythe or something. Yeah. We'll have a look at the card in a bit. But yeah, you'll get a point for that, so have a point for that.
Yeah, it's just because his chest's there, that's why I didn't know if it might be like early Weapon X-y thing or something.
Yeah. Anyway, so what's your rarest one?
So the other side of it, I have Boom Boom.
Boom Boom. I'm not familiar with that character. Find out more about that in the extended cut. I'll be linking to it constantly.
Which I think from 42, I think that's just a rare.
That is a rare, yes. It's a nice sculpt though.
Yeah.
Translucent plastics always going to go down well in this camp.
Yeah.
Alright, so what did I say? Super rare?
Yeah, sorry, and just to summarise, I've also got another Yugo Girl, another Anarchist, but I do also have a Tombstone.
Nice, by God.
Yeah.
Undertaker.
And I do like Tombstone as a character,
by God,
so that's a nice one to pull, I feel.
Cool. Right, so, come on, super rare.
Okay.
Let's say, nobody would be happier than me if I got a chase, because that means I get a chase.
Yeah. Whoever loses, we win.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. It's pretty nifty, isn't it? Super rare.
Oh, must be cool.
Cool. So, it is a super rare. Now, how the hell does this one stay in one piece and the other ones break?
No.
A super rare Swarm. So that's a very cool piece indeed.
That's a very nice looking one.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's like Sandman, but, not wank. So what else do I have? Solo, Dark Deadpool, which I'm not familiar with. Looks like it's made out of oil. Attending, and Chipmunk Hunk. Oh, bucket list crossed off.
Yeah.
So I get a point for that, and I win the round.
Well done.
2 points. All right. Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Yeah. See, I don't feel. So I'm going to have to go big or go home for the last one, then.
Indeed. Well, you got a point for the for successfully guessing before getting a prime.
For getting a prime.
So I get 2 points for.
Yeah.
So that
you're
makes
now
it
2 points ahead of me.
6. So
my only hope to kick the hell out of you is to get a chase.
Well, super rare prime and guess it correctly, and get it wrong. 3 points would be enough.
Yeah, it could be. Which would be safer.
Yeah,
but I don't like
safer.
The fun in
safer
I know. I'm going to say this is the chase.
Okay, all right. I'm going to say how many super rares we pulled? 3.
Yeah.
I'm going to go rare.
Okay.
I have this feeling that the brick is. It's still good stuff, but I just can't help but feel like we've had the best stuff. Perhaps.
Yeah.
I'd love to be wrong. I'd love to be wrong.
I'm not sure how good these bricks have come out in the with other people.
I know some people have done well out of them. So, it remains to be seen. So hopefully I don't stab myself this time.
Always a good thing to do when you're recording.
You'll hear it in the recording because you happen to be making a really good point about something, and I just stab myself in the hand. Ow! So
the thing I love about Deadpool is how I'm bleeding.
The thing about Deadpool I love is my arms are on the floor. Unfortunately, I don't have healing factor.
No worse than that model.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so that's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's some quality control. There were some quality control issues at WizKids, and I'm sure they still happen here and there, but they seem to be a lot better than they used to be. They've definitely improved.
Well, their sculpting has in general got better, I think, and their paint jobs have got better.
I have to double check that because I have a feeling at some point I asked about if Fantasy Flight were watching, but I don't know if that was the video I recorded earlier or not.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll double check it. Right, so you're saying chase?
Yeah. Well, I hope to chase.
You have to.
Yeah. I have to chase.
You have to chase.
Right, so come on, chase. X-Force, 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 and a flop.
Bollocks.
It's not a very strong one.
No. Oh, there's some cool pickers in there, though. That domino's nice.
The domino, so I have a Rogue Scientist, Tippy Toe, Domino, Psylocke, and it looks like the rare one here is Jackhammer.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that one. Kevin Nash's finisher, of course.
Only 35 points and looks like a rare.
Yep, that looks right.
So that's him there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. all I've been met is bitter disappointment by Jack.
Well,
but
so I said
that's it.
This would be where I'm going to get the chase now.
Yeah. I knew I chose the wrong
Chose the
one.
wrong one out of 2. Anyway, Rogue Scientist, Tippy Toe. Fuck off, seriously. Cable.
I thought you pulled exactly the same as me.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's cool.
oh.
It is a rare. So I got that right.
a bit jealous of that.
Well, you know, we're going to divide them up later. As you get some for coming and playing.
Okay.
So, Howard the Duck, a rare unique. So that's pretty cool.
I love Howard the Duck.
You do. I think it's the law. So it's a rare.
Okay, would you guess correctly?
So I guess correctly. So I get a point. It's it's technically
it's even. So let's go on adding up the points for the whole thing again. Although I think we're going to be similar.
So 330.
180. Yeah, I'm nowhere near that. I don't think.
No, I'm lucky that cable's 120.
Yeah, so I've got 2 90s, a 180, a 25, a 35, and another 35. So yeah, it's going to be
fair enough. So that's me as well.
Yeah,
so 2 points to me. Crikey,
See?
Blake, I won a Heroclix thing.
Yeah.
What's happened to the world outside these walls?
It's because he's got rid of the dice. He
Right,
said
so-
he still likes the dice,
so
but
to
I
round
secretly
up-
think he's burnt them.
I do love the dice on a visual level, but they roll like pricks. So to round out the thing, I've got Rogue Scientist, Tippy Toe, another Cable, Phantom X, who's pretty cool, and Howard the Duck. So
Nice.
that's pretty nifty. So the final scores for a Heroclix thing with me and Blake.
No.
I don't understand how
bitterly
this happened.
disappointed.
Been bitterly disappointed, but I will say these have been some excellent pulls.
Yeah.
No
I
chases.
think bar the last 2, I think were definitely the weakest pulls
Yeah.
of the set.
Yeah.
There was still some very nice pulls.
There's some
in
lovely
all of
stuff in
that,
there.
in all 10.
So the final scores are 8-4.
I know.
Well. To the victor, the bragging rights as always. So, champion. Not often I get to say that.
Yeah.
So we're going to cut away. Now, if you're watching the standard edition, you're going to see us come back and build our teams. If you're not watching the standard edition, you're going to watch us go away and
Never
talk
come
through-
back.
talk through the brick in more depth. So see you in a bit either way.
Yeah.
All right, so we've opened our brick
Yeah.
and we have our contents in front of us here. So you've been more sensible when it comes to choosing stuff in a way. So you know, I'm not down on my choice, but it is different probably in a worse way. Apart from that, I'm not down on it.
Yeah.
But a couple of things before we. So what we're going to do is we're going to now build a 600-point team,
Okay.
and at some point in the not too distant future, we will reconvene. Using said team, we will have a booster battle, the follow-up booster battle from the original booster battle.
Yes.
Because in 2018, I want to play more Heroclix.
Yeah. Which
And
is
that's,
fine.
you know, ultimately the gist of why we're doing the new style booster battle. Let us know what you think in the comments. Hopefully by now you'll have had a chance because there'll have been a few of these.
Yeah.
So a couple of questions before we do our team build. Thoughts on the set in terms of the figures?
I think the sculpts in general have been fairly strong.
Okay.
So I mean, I quite like. There's some nice varied things.
Yep.
Obviously, a few doubles throughout the whole brick, but that's to be expected.
Yeah,
really.
some of them are okay. Like ninjas, you can have a few of those.
You
so
can have
that's fine.
Marlboros. I mean, we got a few Wolverines in the whole
We
set.
did,
We
we
got about
did.
3 of them, didn't we? I
But he
think.
seems pretty cool, so maybe we'll be able
Yeah,
to...
he's not a bad model, but I mean, you're not going to want, well, unless you want to have a weird fantasy team of multiple Wolverines, but
Maybe there's got to be a player out there that would.
just unlimited bubs.
Yeah.
But
It's basically the frog song.
Yeah, bob, bob, bob.
Okay,
I
so
mean, but in general, it's been fairly varied. I
okay,
think.
cool. Thoughts on this brick, in particular? So talking outside
Not
of the
necessarily the
set,
set.
just the stuff that we've pulled.
I think we've had an alright. I know we didn't get a chase or anything, but
Yes.
the super rares that we've pulled are pretty good super rares. I think that Strife is
It's
horrible.
nice. Yeah.
It's so like very really
Get the
good.
feeling he's a bastard.
Yeah,
Just the vibe.
Yeah. Dead Girl is a lovely sculpt.
Mhm.
So I really like this Prime Deadpool sculpt as well. I know obviously the
Seems to be getting further away every time we look at it.
Yeah, so maybe
it needs gluing on, I'm sure.
Yeah, either you glue if you can fix it to the gun, maybe
boil it back a bit and move it across.
Yeah. But I mean, in general, I think it's a nice sculpt. Anyway.
Yeah,
I think it's a nice idea.
Yeah, and then third question: your pick of your pulls.
The fan of me just because I really liked I like the character, and obviously I like from the comics. I do like the tombstones in it, so I do like. If I was to go from a
fan perspective,
I'm glad that there's a tombstone in there.
Yep.
In terms of there's 3 different ways I'd probably go. Because I'd say if I was to go for most oddest dial, but really, as I said, is the most interesting dial. I would say that the Deadpool is a very decent,
good choice
model. I quite like your Swarm as well, though.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So
I'd say it would be one of those two.
Yeah, so I concur in terms of the set. I'm quite positive on this set. I think it's a nice blend of characters. Even though they've got multiple instances of some of the characters like Deadpool and Madcap and Fool Killer, they're different in not just the dial. They're also different sculpts and things like that. So they've really made an effort for me to differentiate,
be a bit more varied, and also if you did buy and get multiple of them, you could build different teams out of it.
Yes, exactly.
You
could
have to rely on
a full set of heroes for hire in 2 different instances, which is always cool. In terms of the brick, I think we've pulled relatively well. Like you said, no chases, but a few super rares. So 3 out of 10 had super rares in them, which is quite good.
Yeah.
And then my pick of my pulls would probably be Dead Girl, just because I really love that sculpt.
Yeah, it is a very good sculpt. So I agree with that.
Overall, I really like that cable. I don't have a cable, so I'm pleased.
He is surprisingly bitey for not that rare a model.
And actually, the dark Deadpool is kind of cool as well, with the chainsaw thing and the dark sort of latex gimp suit look. And then the Fool Killer just looks like a badass robot. And I know he's not, but I can dream.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I think there's a few good ones in here. So the Phantom X is quite nifty. The Wolverine is cool, even though we've got loads of him. So
as I said, I overall prefer the Fast Forces.
Strife's a bastard.
Yeah,
but overall, let's say overall for me, it's a good set. I like it, and I'm glad glad we had this brick. Glad we had this chance to brick.
Yeah.
With no Fury this time.
Yeah,
but
on brick Fury.
Yeah, it's another episode. Right. So, with that all said, it's time to build our 600-point force for our later rumble. Okay. So. Take your pieces and have a look. Now, while we're doing this, much as I did with Joe, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about team building, about your personal experience of team building. So, when you're playing a standard, so let's say it's a normal standard 300-point game, how do you build a team?
So, when I tend to build a team, I like to go
OP as fuck.
Well,
apart from that.
Yeah, but maybe it's because of the way I build my team, people find me OP as fuck, and maybe it's not intentional.
To be clear, I mean, for those who aren't familiar, who watch Toybox videos, Brick Fury and so on, obviously all of our E14 Heroclix properties, Blake is the running... Blake's not the running joke, that's a horrible way of phrasing it. There is a running joke that Blake is OP as all hell, and ultimately it's because Blake wins a lot.
Yeah, I don't win all the time.
No, not by no means.
Because as Joe will easily protest, he wins quite a lot as well.
He does win a few. He has won a few. In fact, I think of the people who we play with, so it's a lot of the people from E14. In fact, it's everybody on E14 except Paul now, I think. Everybody who plays is now part of E14.
Paul isn't part of E14. But,
no.
Yeah.
We've tried. But
it's up to him, it's his choice.
Yeah, absolutely. Of the people who play, I think I'm the only one who's not won a big game.
Yeah.
I've come close a couple of times.
I was going to say, surely you've come close.
I've never won one.
You've outlasted me once, I think, or a couple of times. Because I think I've had... As I said, sometimes I could just have, as games go, you can just be really unlucky and get taken out quite quickly.
It has been known to happen for me.
So,
definitely one.
But I mean, when I build a team, I normally try and go for a theme team a lot of the time.
Okay.
I don't know why, because I know the whole point of Heroclix is that you don't have to, but I don't know why. I seem to go, I'm going to make an Avengers team and an X-Men team. But because of my collection of clicks, I tend to maybe make... I may even go to the point where I make 3 or 4 teams.
Yep.
And then decide on the day which one I'm actually going to take.
Okay.
Which I don't know why I do that, because sometimes, even though I've done that and I'll go through it all and I'll go, no, this team is obviously stronger than all the others, so I'll just go with that one.
Yeah, I've actually brought several teams to a game before and rolled a dice and just decided based on that. Yeah. Quite common.
The other part of it is I've normally intentionally, I normally try to field someone I've not fielded before in my collection as well, because I mean, my team might have a couple of guys or a person I've used before, but I try and at least have one new one in every game. Okay. Because I don't, because the only time if I can use more new ones, I will. Yeah. So, but the idea is that I get to see how they play. I mean, I might fall back more on clicks I know. Yep. If it was a bigger game and more was on stake, for example. Yeah, I can understand. But in general, I find that sometimes you don't know how good someone is. Yeah. Like the last Rumble where I took completely characters I've never used before. I found out that Devil Dinosaur and Dr. Demonicus are complete gits. Yeah,
they are, and I love them.
Yeah, and I never knew that. And I've had those models for quite a while, and I've never fielded them. So,
yeah, indeed.
So it's quite nice to give them a try just to find out how bitey they are, really. Yeah. So.
How am I getting on? So I've got 295 so far.
Yeah. The other part of it is more from a gamer perspective rather than obviously a comic aficionado. Yeah. Is I will try and build my team around to try and complement each other. Mm-hmm. So like if I have a close combat guy, I would have range guys normally to back them up or something like that. So I normally try and have a mix. Yes. So that so there's no, so it's not a wise thing, because I've had it where I've unintentionally had all close combat guys and they've all been picked off by range guys. Yeah, yeah. Which is, even though, obviously close combat guys tend to be harder hitting. Mm-hmm. So, is there anything you particularly do in your team?
No, it's quite common for me to pick a character I want to build a team around. Yeah. Often it's one who takes up a decent chunk of the points available because it's somebody either hard hitter or, just something I really want to play with. Probably one of my favourite teams to play. Do you remember when we had that big 600-point rumble? When I took the Thor Chariot. Remember that one?
Oh yes.
My team for that was Red Skull, 200-point Red Skull, Count Nefaria, Scarlet Witch and Wonder Woman, and that was a fun team to play. Wonder Woman was fucking useless in that particular instance, but
that can happen. Sometimes you can have a pretty good model and they just don't work that particular game.
Yeah, I remember what's it called? Scarlet Witch was very, very good. She came in very handy.
Yeah. I've had ones which I thought, this guy's going to do loads of damage, and it just doesn't happen with that character. And yet, a character who I thought, I just put them in as an afterthought, what I mean, thinking that, they just make up the points and they'll probably die. Yeah. That have carried the game for me, who have weirdly done quite well.
Yeah, fair enough. Some of these are awkward point numbers, which is making, because it's quite late when we're recording, it's making my mental maths quite difficult to accomplish.
Yeah, I normally get my phone out and use the calculator.
What am I thinking? Of course. Yeah. That's way easier. So.
That's what I tend to use when I build teams. So.
Yeah, I use the HC Manager app on Android, which is quite handy. And quite cheap, as I recall. So if you're a Heroclix player on Android, HC Manager is well worth your time. And a small amount of money. And then 120, 365, so 235 left. Surprisingly hard to build 600, isn't it? In a way.
It can be, yeah. Depends what you're building it with, because obviously if you're, like obviously as I said earlier, we're playing a big game at time of recording in a few days.
Yeah.
And but that is just it's a 600-point rumble. Bring all you want.
Come all, yeah.
And obviously I have some heavy hitters I've not used, so that's why I've intentionally.
Yeah. I'm doing the opposite. I'm carrying
You're carrying a larger force.
Of smaller characters that should hopefully it'll be all right. I mean, the most likely scenario is I get my arse handed to me, because that's usually what happens. But at the same time, if it's fun, I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
If I wasn't having fun playing the games with you guys, I would.
You wouldn't be. You would. Yeah. As I said, if you didn't mind having your arse handed to you, you wouldn't be.
Quite so.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 350. I'll make that about 350.
All right. Got 40 points left. Oh, that's annoying. Be really nice to play that character. Do you know what? Actually, I'm actually tempted to replace him. Plus 85.
So when you choose a character with shifting focus, you just pay for one and then just use the other?
Yeah, the other one goes on your sideline, I think. So I have 75 points left to play with. Do you know what? That one looks cool. Right, I'm good. Let me just check to see how many characters that is, and I'll start pulling them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, well that's 7 for 600 is not bad. Alright, so we've chosen our teams. There's a small amount of stuff that you may or may not have been privy to that may have been edited out here and there, but the gist is we've had a lovely chat and we've had a chance to sit and choose our teams. So we have our 600-point teams. So Blake, why don't you talk us through your team first?
Okay, I've decided to go for a team of... Oh,
missing one.
I've missed one. Sorry, my mistake.
Okay.
That's better.
All right.
I've gone for a team of Cable, Dreadpool,
Okay.
Tombstone,
Yep.
Fool Killer,
Okay.
Jackhammer,
Yep.
Feral,
Okay.
and 2 of the Deadpools, but obviously one was going to be sidelined for the shifting focus ability.
Cool. All right. Excellent. So that's what was it? We worked out 595.
Yes, that
right?
comes to 595.
Okay. Well, I've always got ID cards if you want to borrow them.
That's okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure I'll be alright.
For the sake of 5 points, I'm sure it's
I'm sure it's not going to be a massive difference.
It's like a Blake handicap.
Yeah.
So I'll talk you through mine. So mine, it consists of Fool Killer. I've got Dark Deadpool, Phantom X, Wolverine, Cable, definitely a theme here, Deadpool with his fancy hat, and Dead Girl.
Okay.
So I was originally going to go for an X-Force team because I had a few characters that were X-Force, and then I realised that half the ones I wanted were your pulls, not mine. So I have so this is exactly 600 points. I think it will make for an entertaining team.
Yeah.
And it's a nice balance of range and people who look to be more suited to close combat.
Yeah.
And I really want to try this Dead Girl out because for me she is my pick of the pulls. So I really want to see how good whether she's as good against living as she is against remotes.
Yeah.
So we're going to go away anyway.
Yeah.
And
in general,
in the not too distant future, we will reconvene. We will take these figures and we will play a game for your enjoyment and ours.
Yeah.
So thank you, Blake, for joining me on this.
Thank you very much for having me as
Booster
usual.
Battle and Brick
Happy to be
Unboxing.
on it.
So now we're going to go away and find out which one Blake gets to take home for his time today. So on behalf of Blake, thank you for watching the E14 Toybox. Let us know what you think of the Booster Battle format we're using. If you like it, then let us know, because obviously it's always nice to hear that it's working. Yeah. And if there's something you do differently, let us know that too, because we're always open to change. So thank you for watching the E14 Toybox, and bye for now.